Am I the a-hole for telling a woman at the gym that she's embarrassing herself? Plus update. Original post. I go to the gym a lot. About 6-ish months ago, I noticed a woman I'll call Andrea. That's not her name, but it will be for the rest of this post. I don't know if Andrea started going to the gym 6 months ago, or if that's just when I noticed her. Full disclosure, I spoke to her first, but I had no way of knowing what the result would be. A lot of the machines at this gym have little entertainment systems attached to them that can access local channels. I got on a treadmill and realized the TV on the treadmill wasn't working. Andrea was walking past, and I said, "Hey, do you know if there's an issue with the cable? This TV isn't working, but I don't know if it's just this one or all of them." She said the same thing happened to her on a different machine. I thanked her. That was the whole interaction. A week later, she asked me for some electrolyte powder for her water. I said I didn't have any. She was cool with that and asked me how long I'd been coming to the gym and what I did for work. I answered and returned her questions. She said she was new to the area and worked in private security. We had a few more chill conversations after that. 6 weeks ago, she asked me out. For reasons I won't get into here, I wasn't interested. I declined. She said not to worry about things being awkward at the gym if we don't work out. I said that wasn't the issue, just not looking to date right now. She kept talking to me, and at first I kept talking to her, but I started to think something might be wrong, and I started avoiding her. 2 weeks ago, she walked up to me while I was on a machine with only one way to properly dismount. That involved stepping into where she was standing. She asked if I was avoiding her. I said I was, and apologized. I said I just don't want to date right now. She said I don't have to avoid her to not date her. I said okay. I kept avoiding her though. Tonight while I was working out, she confronted me again about avoiding her. I had a bad day and told her to leave me alone. She asked why I'm being such a prick, and I said because I wanted her to leave me alone. I then said that she was embarrassing herself and needs to stop. She put her foot on top of the weights, and I thought she was going to press down on them, so I let go of the bar very quickly, causing the weights to slam and make a loud noise. Several people looked over. She said, "Now who's embarrassing himself?" and walked away. Did I go too far by saying that? Do I owe her an apology? Now for the top comments before reading the update. Come on, don't leave us hanging with the reasons you won't get into. You can be tactful about it. She's just not my type. Even if she was, I don't want to get into a relationship right now. My last relationship lasted 3 years, and I need to remember how to be single before I hop right back into another relationship. Good for you on taking a breather. Not the a-hole, by the way. She either has severe mental health issues or hasn't been socialized properly. No normal person would ever put you in that position. I make every excuse I can when I'm not interested in someone, but when someone can't take a hint, you do eventually have to disregard their feelings. I mean, think about it. She disregarded yours. That is a good way to think about it. I hadn't considered that part. Thank you. You need to report the harassment to the gym staff at this point. She's stepping on your weights? No, she needs kicked out before she hurts someone. This is sexual harassment, pure and simple. Most guys don't understand how to process this when it's done to us, but it happens more often than you can imagine. Because she may decide to get back at OP and report him to staff, he needs to be proactive and report her right away. Otherwise, he may find himself losing his gym membership as she gets her petty little revenge. She sounds like bad news, and my paranoid true crime rotted brain is latching onto her working in private security. Tell staff about what's happened, so there's a record of complaint, and continue to avoid her. Not the a-hole. What do you mean? She's a security guard. What's weird about that? Yeah, definitely report her. So if she reports you, there's already a paper trail. Working in security, she should be even more careful about not putting someone in a position they feel uncomfortable in. You have told her to leave you alone clearly. If she approaches you again, report her again, and continue to do that until she leaves you alone. If reporting it doesn't help, then go to the police. Do you really think it's that serious? I mean, yeah, I think you're right about talking to the gym management, but the police? Now for the update. I went in early this morning for a run and told the front desk staff about Andrea putting her foot on the weights. They said they would talk to her. Then, after work, I went in again for a regular workout. I was working on my legs when she walked up to my machine. The first thing she did was apologize about the weights. I don't know if someone talked to her or if that was of her own initiative. I accepted her apology and apologized for saying she was embarrassing herself. She said she forgave me, but if I wanted to really make it up to her, I could buy her a drink and she would buy me one too to make up for the weights. I said maybe we should buy our own drinks, meeting separately at different places and times, and she misunderstood me and asked when and where. I told her I meant that I didn't want to go out with her. She said this wouldn't be a date but a reset for our friendship. I said I didn't want to be friends. She said I was being a douche and asked what my problem is. I said the weight incident made me uncomfortable, and I would rather us just give each other space. She then asked me if my problem with her is that she's Hispanic. I was so taken aback. I didn't even know she was until she said that. I said no, that she just makes me uncomfortable. She wanted me to explain what about her made me uncomfortable, and I tried to do so, but she argued with every point I made. I got frustrated and told her to just stay away from me. She said fine, and that I have a lot of maturing to do. Then she walked away. I'm hoping that's the end of it. You have a lot of maturing to do, says the woman who understands the word no, even less than my 2-year-old niece. Also says the woman who gets physically hostile during a confrontation. You seriously need to report her to the managers. Creeps come in all shapes and sizes, and you have the right to feel safe as much as any person. I would fully expect this woman to accuse OP of racism if he does that. She probably still will, so she can stop seeing him at her gym, because the rejection makes her angry. Ugh. Imagine with switched roles. Yes, women can be harassing creeps too, and we need to address it more often. Next story. My boyfriend and ex-husband work together. Am I the a-hole for giving my boyfriend food to take to work? I, 26 female, was married for 4 years. We got divorced because I found out I couldn't have children. I was content to stay child-free. It wasn't a huge loss, but my ex-husband really wants a mini-me and to pass on his legacy. We had a good marriage for the most part, but that was that. I'm not too sad, as I've come to learn there's better out there. My boyfriend is honestly the kindest person I've ever met. I should note, we live in a small town and I have a type. My boyfriend of 7 months works with my ex-husband. They work as military contractors on airfields, doing different jobs, but they work in the same area with the same guys. I really like to cook and bake. I'm trying to not get diabetes though, so I don't eat everything I bake. I used to pack my ex-husband's lunch and would often send him to work with a tray of baked goods. I've taken extensive culinary classes around baking, and I've been told the stuff I make is really good. Funny enough, when my boyfriend and I met, he said he always loved the stuff I made for their shop when I was married to my ex-husband. I now pack my boyfriend's lunch and send him stuff to take to work. Apparently, a bunch of the guys they work with have been giving my ex-husband grief. Dating had apparently been going very poorly for him. I'm not shocked. Apparently, this has been just making him not look forward to going to work. My boyfriend is significantly more attractive than my ex-husband, and they're making jokes about how I upgraded from one mechanic to another. My boyfriend doesn't mind because the jokes paint him in a good light, and they tell him he's lucky, etc. He sent me a long message asking me to stop sending stuff to work with my boyfriend, so the guys will leave him alone. He also asked me not to come to their annual 4th of July thing. I kind of feel like he's making his problems my problem. I don't feel like it's a fair request, but I'm not completely unempathetic, so I'm willing to stop if most people think I should. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. He has nothing to say or ask of you. If your boyfriend loves bringing all that, tough luck. He has to accept it. And asking you not to come to a party is out of bounds. If he is having trouble accepting that you've managed to rebuild your life and he hasn't, he needs to rethink his approach. What does he think will happen if you don't show up? And everyone explains that he asked you not to come. Dude needs to roll with the punches and crack a joke or two of his own. My uncles were mechanics. That bunch is ruthless, especially if they see it as getting to you, lol. He needs to deflate their jokes and jabs. Probably become friends even with boyfriend. His way of going about it is just going to make his life hell with that lot lol. Not the a-hole OP. Not the a-hole, but your ex-husband is. Imagine how your boyfriend would feel if you stopped sending him your baked goods just to cater to your ex. His problems are not yours. Not his anymore, so why does he get a say in what you and your boyfriend do? I actually dated a girl that ended up, after we broke up, dating a friend from the bar we all hanged out at. She was more upset that me and him become better friends than getting upset about anything. I asked him to not be all making out in front of me at first, and he was cool with that. Next thing you know, we are sitting together talking about work. We work in the same field of work, and she's giving us both a look like, "I'm over here, LOL." You got to roll with things and just enjoy life. I could have got all mad and upset about her hooking up with someone I knew, but instead, I didn't let it get to me. I don't go to bars anymore, but they are still together after many years. Next story. Am I the a-hole for insisting my ex-wife and I stick to our court-ordered custody order? My ex-wife and I, both 30s, have been divorced for almost 5 years, and she's remarried. Ever since her marriage to her current husband, 40s, she has been trying to deviate from our court-ordered custody order for our kids. We split custody 50-50 with 7 days, 7 days being the way this works. She gets Mother's Day and her birthday. I get Father's Day and my birthday. Her husband's birthday and mine are on the same day, and she wanted it to be shared, but the judge said my birthday took priority for our kids. Same with Father's Day. My ex will ask for our kids for 2 or 3 extra days here and there, because they go out of town to visit her husband's family. Or she'll want the kids an extra day to celebrate his birthday or Father's Day. When I tell her to do it on her own time, she gets mad at me. But the one time I was somewhat willing to work something out, she didn't want to talk about making up the time. So I don't trust that she would let me have the time back that I give up. And so, I 100% say we stick to the custody order. My ex has called me all kinds of names for this, and she told me trying to come between the kids and their families wrong. She's extra grumpy about it because she has a child with her new husband now, and they were visiting her in-laws with a baby for the baby's baptism, and the kids couldn't be there since it fell on my custody time. She wants to go visit her in-laws more and wants our kids there. I told her to do it when she has them, and I was told it was unfair to make her do that. I told her I plan around our schedule, and she is not incapable of doing the same. Her husband also called me a pussy for holding firm on this. He and I do not communicate, but we saw each other at an end of school year meeting and he said it to my face. Got himself removed by school staff for that. Am I the a-hole? Now for the comments. And they were visiting her in-laws with a baby for the baby's baptism, and the kids couldn't be there since it fell on my custody time. Why would you arrange for your child's baptism for a time when you don't have custody? This problem is entirely self-inflicted by the ex. She has 50% custody and can't arrange an event within her time? This was a question I had too. She knows when she has our kids. This isn't something new. We both have to plan around the order. She is planning around the order. She's deliberately planning on your time to guilt you into giving up that time. No, and if you are not already doing, have your lawyer get it in writing that all communications are to be done through a parenting app. Maybe that will slow this crap down. We already use one. It really doesn't stop this kind of thing. It just provides a good paper trail of sorts. That's good. Just stay civil on your part and let your ex dig herself deeper. Don't give in, but don't get angry. Stay calm and civil. Not the a-hole. Last story. Am I the a-hole for taking my daughter somewhere when my husband and sons went on a boys' trip? I, 43 female, have triplets, Mark, Liam, and Abby, 14, with my husband Josh, 45 male. Last Friday, Josh decided to bring Mark and Liam on a spontaneous trip to Six Flags. I don't like amusement parks, so I wasn't bothered by not being invited. Abby asked to go as well, but Mark and Liam said it was a boys' trip and that she would ruin the vibe. Abby was upset because she felt left out, and I felt bad for her, so I decided we'd have a day out. On Saturday, we went to Cheesecake Factory, our favorite restaurant, a local spa, and I let her have a mini shopping spree at the mall that only came out to about $150. I paid for it all since I got a hefty bonus and didn't know what else to spend it on. She felt better after, and we even had a heartfelt mother-daughter moment at Build-A-Bear where we made each other bears. We also had brunch on Sunday, although it wasn't very costly. The boys came home last night, and Abby was excited to tell Josh all about what we did over the weekend. He got mad and confronted me about it, saying I shouldn't have done that. I asked why because he refused to let Abby go in the first place, and he said it was a boys' trip and that I shouldn't get her used to special treatment for not being involved in anything. I asked why it bothered him so much, since I know he'd do it for our sons, but he won't tell me why it bothers him so much. He ended up even trying to take her bear, but I wouldn't let him. He's being cold to me and Abby now, and I'm at a loss. Am I the a-hole? What the heck? Your husband is an a-hole. He's never acted this way before, which is really confusing me. This is alarming behavior, to be honest. If they're allowed boys' trips, why are girls' trips not allowed? Unless he can give a better explanation, the only reason he's against this is because he wanted her to feel excluded. So why does he insist his daughter feel excluded? Does he hate her or something? Is this the first time he's treated her as less than when it comes to all the kids? He refuses to explain why and just says that it's not right and won't explain further. I don't know if he hates her, but I am wondering now, and wondering why would he treat her this way. There have been times before where he'd take the boys somewhere extravagant and take Abby somewhere less than exciting after, like taking our sons camping for the weekend and taking Abby to Denny's to make it up. But she always seemed to appreciate it, so I thought he put thought into it. Now I'm wondering if she was an afterthought to him. Unacceptable. I wouldn't give the boys a choice right now. I would pack up all 3 kids, say we're going to see Tia, and drive. And then have one-on-one conversations with each one about this so-called boys' trip. Not the a-hole, but you apparently married one. You're right, I'll have all 3 of them come with me.